Emilio, Supreme Grand Chief. This is from, to you right now. Francis Bay. You're going to hear a lot from him. Now, how many of you knew that the prophet came to New York?
He had
Well, yes and no. He had a temple in New York. The prophet was in New York with his motor car. Francis Bay says, Islam, my dear brother Emilio, since my last letter to you, several vital things have occurred, of which myself and your supporters here had to be exceedingly careful. We feel this is the proper time to explain them in details. Realizing that a letter is too limited to express the whole facts, we implore you to read this several times, study, and reply. We are of the opinion that failure on behalf of the headquarters to prosecute Brother Kirkman Bey, who in our mind is an imposter and an opportunist of the worst type, has encouraged Brother E. Turner-Ill and Sister Jones Bay to carry on vicious propaganda against your leadership in general and our group in particular. We cannot tax your time and burden your intelligence to discuss each point in detail. He was sharp. He's articulating well. Suffice to say, Brother E. Turner-Ill, supported by others, wrote the district attorney a letter in an effort to close the temple wherein the group met. Knowing the state's statutes as we do, we were not in the least perturbed. But we cannot do otherwise than state candidly our opinion on this issue. Brother Kirkman Bey should have been prosecuted before as an example to all other impostors whose sole purpose were and are to exploit unthinking Moors and misrepresent the Prophet's teachings and bring into dispute the tenets of Islam. Again, you must realize that the state of New York, like other adjacent states, contain millions of Moors. For this reason, it is your duty to put up in an invincible struggle for the establishment and maintenance of your leadership this way. It is not wise to leave the situation to fate and chance. You should be determined, militant, wise, and persistent. The situation must be clear to any thinker. If you are defeated, the principles, the Prophet's philosophies will sink into oblivion. Think this over seriously. Brother A. Conley-Ill for the last 2 months has been giving us all kinds of difficulties. He, in some instances, he has carried on among the neophytes of the adept chamber propaganda of what most viciously, propaganda. Excuse me.
Brother A. Conley-Ill for the last 2 months has been giving us all kinds of difficulties. In some instances, he has carried on among the neophytes of the adept chamber propaganda of the most vicious nature against Brother Whiteman Bey and me. My letters to the group and verbal explanations, Brother Whiteman Bey and I endeavored to change conditions as they were into conditions as they ought to be. Such an attitude Brother Conley-Ill could not appreciate. He refuted in open sessions your statement made here last August, to wit, that you did not send him to Brooklyn, that the entire neophytes were his enemies, that he is too old to change. Naturally, such kind of propaganda, falsehood, and conceit had to be challenged. Charges were duly brought against him. A committee was appointed to investigate the veracity, and the brother given a copy thereof. He replied to the charges, admitted one as true, denied all the others. We enclosed a copy of the charges for your edification. The committee met, discussed, and after investigation found each and every charge to be correct. It demanded his immediate resignation. This was extended to 1 week further by motion. Meanwhile, the brother appeared last Tuesday night without his resignation. The neophytes acted, so Brother A. Hamilton Bay was elected temporary leader of the group. The election returns demonstrate the confidence the majority has in him. To prove to you how conceited and deceptive Brother Conley Eel is, he kept entirely from the group the nature of the conference he had with the district attorney for over 5 days. It was only after interested sympathizers began a whispering campaign about the issue that he hurriedly, 2 minutes before the meeting of the neophytes, wanted to discuss his interview thereon. This we refused to countenance, and severely criticized his indifference, incompetency, and conceit. To return to another point, we cannot understand at long distance how it's possible for Brother Kirkman Bay to be left perfectly at ease, issuing charters and ordaining sheets. With the articles of incorporation in your hands, through the due process of law, this brother can be made to account for each and every one of his acts. We must state, as your admirers, brethren, and supporters, that the time is now to strike. You must strike and effectively, and you must strike an effective and final blow. This is not a period for indifference. This is a period for action, and we are waiting and watching with the keenness of interest in making real this suggestion. It ought to be obvious to you with attackers on the outside, incompetence as a leader on the inside. For the last month, all we could have done was to carry on and keep the ship from the rocks in so stormy a weather. The sea is calm now, but it is necessary for us to repair our sails. We shall soon dash for that port, the port of intelligent membership. This letter may seem very long, however, you must understand we must state the facts, and in a candid manner. The Moors are well. We hope you are